Sinatraa. But in all seriousness, this guy is world class at Valorant. He has helped Sentinels reach to the top of the Valorant scene. They're the top of NA, they're the best team currently, and going into First Strike, we need to know what this Sinatraa guy is all about. Before we start this series is essentially a conversation of professional Valorant play, where I analyze and review star fraggers, IGLs, support players, lurkers, and the best teams in NA. We will look into how these players have unique styles, agent selections, and look into their stats. And if we keep going, we'll look into the teams, their certain setups, their defensive setups, their attacking setups, their executions, and also their agent composition. Guys, I'm just an average dude who likes to nerd out to Valorant stats and Valorant professional players. And I mean, if you guys like to do the same thing, you guys like to scour the Valorant Reddit page for hours on end, well then this will be the content for you. Sinatraa is a player that impacts the game with sheer damage and plays with flair. The prodigy of Overwatch switched game titles during the release of Valorant, and damn, how fast he's adapted to become an integral fragger for Sentinel. I really think his play is world class, and we will dive into his unique utility usage on his three main characters: Phoenix on Bind, Sova on Haven and Ascent, and Raze on Split. So let's dive into Sinatra's stats here. As we look, he has an average combat score of 241 on his Sova, which he uses on Ascent and Haven. So he's doing a lot of damage. He's getting a lot of frags at a 1.25 KD, and kills per round 0.81. So he's roughly averaging a kill per round. His first blood per round 0.11 on Sova, which is pretty high for a Sova main. Also, he has a lot of deaths at 637 deaths, but 483 assists. So he's being traded very often with this Sentinels team. I believe Shazam believes in teamwork, trust, and a trading system that allows his team to win a lot of rounds due to efficient trading, which is a key element in Valorant and CSGO. So if we look at Phoenix on Vine, Sinatraa plays Phoenix very fast, gets into the map, causes havoc for his enemies and his opponents, and allows Sentinels to swarm into bomb sites. So as we see in this clip, this is one of his highlight plays here. Sinatraa is just, he kind of has an inkling that he's in the smoke, and now he knows it's confirmed. He gets the pick on Raze, gets the pick on Omen. Now this is a clutch situation. His clutch percentage on Phoenix is, I believe it's 18% clutch success rate on Phoenix. And, his spray control there is ridiculous. I mean, Sinatraa has one of the best spray controls in this game. It might not rival the likes of TSM Drone, but I believe, a kid coming from Overwatch is working on a spray control that has really enhanced his game. As you see, another clip of his spray control. It's just really good spray control. His burst control is fantastic. And one thing about Sinatraa is he loves entering through hookah on Bind when he plays Phoenix. You'll see this kind of attacking setup. He'll just burst right out of hookah. Once again, lovely spray control there. Sinatraa is just, he's the type of guy to get into the site for Sentinels. He's fearless. Here's another clip. This is another, flashes out. He dies there, but it's in his ult form, but he opens up the site, creates a lot of pressure against NV, and for Sentinels, this is excellent. This probably, and you see now they're efficiently trading here, Sentinels, and this is what I'm talking about. Sinatraa allows Sentinels to efficiently trade due to his pressure. And this clip here is just easy, just how he uses util. He spams his molly there, he gets a free pick. Obviously in combination with Shazam's shock dart. Here's another setup. I think this obviously practice, but we can see Shazam uses Sinatra's bait here, but using his flash excellent, and Shazam does get a pick here, but obviously it doesn't work out. But we can see how much utility Sinatraa is willing to use and the timing of his utility. So the next agent in his pool is Raze. Just looking at his spray control there, an easy pick for Sinatraa. Now, this is very important. Okay, so we're gonna replay this clip back. Sinatraa. Sinatraa uses his satchels as mobility, and he's probably one of the better Raze mains that uses his satchels in terms of movement, like horizontal movement and vertical movement. So he gets onto rafters, creates a lot of pressure, spams through the smoke, and ends up getting the pick. But instead of going through the smoke and getting exposed by maybe two enemies, he drops back onto the site and helps Sentinels defend the bomb site. In this clip, we see Sinatraa using his ults and how he's playing very fast here. He has a high sensitivity, so it allows him to do all this, and then spams through the smoke and gets a nice pick. Boom bots out to B. This is an easy setup for Sentinels, and then they just go right on B. Gets an 8 damage. You can see how much damage he's outputting. Sinatraa gets 3. He ends up dying, but right there, it's as simple as that, right? Right there, Sinatraa has won the bomb site. It's a 2v2. They efficiently traded onto the site, and that's a very important aspect of Sentinel's play. And due to Sinatra's individual nature and his individual plays, he allows Sentinels to get on site so easily. It's a lot of pressure. So Sinatra's Sova, a different beast in his agent pool. It's probably one of his best agents, and he's really developed this strategy right here. The Haven Garage Hold with an LMG. You see his spray control with an LMG and his shock dart usage. Excellent shock dart usage. He puts so much damage output with Sova also. You see the spam here is a very unique spam, something Sinatraa likes to implement in his game. We can see another clip of him using the Odin. You see even his weapons, he uses creative weapons to win matches, to win rounds, to be unique, to be unpredictable. Sinatra's a very unpredictable player. And with Sova, he gives his teammates information, he gives his teammates a tremendous amount of output damage. Like we see Sinatraa all the time using his ult as a default, like an anti-default setup. Like he will kill people trying to do defaults, and we've seen it multiple times. In this clip, we see Sinatra's God tier clutch here. If we look at the mini map, right, you see he's going away from Garage to set up his ult. I think Dapper's giving him calls that where they could be. He ults and he gets one, and that's enough info to get two. That's an excellent play by Sinatraa here. His clutch success rate he's a top 20 player for clutch success rate, and on his Sova he clutches a lot of rounds on Haven and Ascent. But like I said, his LMG spam with Sova, his chip damage with Sova, his arrow usage with Sova is excellent. Like we see here again, basic setup for his teammates. Akis understands that arrow, but there he goes. He starts. You see the shock darts. It's a shock dart kill there and a double. You see that shock, a basic default shock dart, and he gets his teams right into the site, and he still entries. Even as Sova, he's still entering onto site. So as we've seen, how he uses his agents, they're all unique. But the one outlier in all three of his agents, Sinatraa uses his utility in a very optimal way. And that's what applies a lot of pressure against his opponents. I think in recent events, like the First Strike qualifiers, he hasn't been putting so much damage, but you can still see he's dying a lot, and he's getting a lot of assists, which means he's still doing the basics that he will do. He will use his util effectively. He will get onto a bomb site, and he'll open up a site for Sentinels. And this is why Sentinels are probably one of the fastest, one of the most phonetic, um, one of the strongest teams, because they have a structured defense, but when they get on their offense, they allow Sinatraa to go wild. And that's what makes Sinatraa such a fun player to watch. His clutch rate is very strong. His spray control is very strong. And I think he's so hard to handle, and that makes him superstar. That makes him world class. He's effectively an individual player, but Shazam structures him, uses him, and utilizes him so well. That makes Sentinels so strong. And I just think Sinatraa is a fantastic player. Obviously, this video is not just to hype him, because this is a series where I'll look at a lot of players. So the next video, if we can get like 1 like, that's all I'm asking for. 1 like, right, guys? 1 like, uno like, I will do another video. And this video you guys can choose, all right? We can either do underrated TSM star, TSM drone, or we can do superstar fragger extraordinaire, C910s, or a bonus option, just because I like y'all, Shinobi's beard. No, I'm only kidding. So it's either 10s or a drone for the next video. Um, just comment down below. Let's have a discussion about Valorant. And yeah, hopefully you like my content. And hopefully we can keep doing this first strike preview because we got a month till first strike, and I'm super excited. We got qualifiers today, and that'll be fun.